My today's topic is body cavities. Body cavities are essential anatomical spaces within the body that house and protect the various organs. These cavities are lined with membranes that provide the frictionless environment for organ movement and function. They can be broadly categorized into dorsal ventral cavities, each with further subdivisions. Here is the detailed explanation of body cavity. Dorsal body cavity. The dorsal cavity is located along the posterior side of the body and is divided into two main subcavities. First cavity is a cranial cavity, that location within the skull. It contains closed in the brain. Function: protect the brain from mechanical damage and provide the stable environment for neural activities. Second, spinal cavity, also known as vertebral cavity, is located within the vertebral column. It have a content enclosed in the spinal cord. Function: protect the spinal cord and provide the conduit for nerve fibers running to and from the brain. Second cavity is the ventral body cavity. The ventral cavity is located along the anterior side of the body and is divided into thoracic cavity and the abdominopelvic cavity. Thoracic cavity is located above the diaphragm in the chest area. It has a subdivision pleural cavity. It is located east side of the thoracic cavity. It have a content. Each contains a lung membrane lined with pleura. Its function is allow the lungs to expand, the contract and minimal friction. Pericardial cavity. Pericardial cavity is located on the central part of the thoracic cavity. Contains the heart membrane lined with the pericardium, also known as the double layered membrane. Functions: protect the heart and allow the beat in frictionless environment. Mediastinum. It is located in the central compartment between the pleural cavities. It includes the hearts, thymus, esophagus, trachea and major blood vessels. It have a function like provide the spaces and protection for this essential structure. Abdominopelvic cavity. Abdominopelvic cavity is located below the diaphragm, extending into pelvic region. It have subdivisions like abdominal cavity. Abdominal cavity is located on upper portion of the abdominopelvic cavity. It contains the digestive organs such as stomach, liver, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, small intestine, most of the large intestine. It contains membrane which look like lined with the peritoneum, also called a double layer membrane. It have a function like a protect and support the abdominal organ, allow for movement and expand during digestion. Pelvic cavity. Pelvic cavity is located on lower portion of the abdominopelvic cavity. Contains the urinary bladder and reproductive organs such as the uterus in females and prostate gland in males, and the rectum. Membranes also lined with the peritoneum. It have a function like protect the pelvic organs, support the reproductive and excretory system. Membranes. It have membranes lining of the body cavity. The major body cavities are lined with the specific type of serous membranes that secrete a lubricating fluid to reduce the friction. Pleura. The lines the pleural cavity surrounding the lungs. Pericardium. Include the heart within the pericardial cavity. Peritoneum lines the abdominal cavity and cover the organ within it. This membrane consists of two layers. First layer is the parietal layer, which lines with the cavity walls, and second layer is visceral layer, which cover the organ. The space between these layers filled with the serous fluid, which can facilitate the smooth movement of the organ. Functions of the body cavities. First is the protection. Body cavity protects the internal organ from the mechanical damage. Second is compartmentalization. They compartmentalize the organ, preventing infection from spreading. Second is support and stability. Provide the structural support and maintain the correct position of the organ. Third is allow movement and expansion. Facilitate the organ movement necessary for function such as lungs expansion during the breathing, stomach expansion during digestion. Overall, body cavity play a critical role in maintaining body internal environment, enabling efficient and safe functioning of the various organs and systems.